Hey guys, good morning and welcome back. So today I have a lot of little chores that I need to get done, and I'm back here by my flower garden. I need to set up a little trellising or support for my Lisianthus that I started from seed this February, and it's time to get that done. I've kind of put it off because these take a while to get going and to grow, but now they're getting a bit taller and I'm going out of town and I need to make sure that they're going to be able to grow into that structure. I've kind of put this off because there's drip lines, and honestly I should have done it when I planted these, when everything was kind of pushed away, but I was tired, you guys. I had so much planning to do, and May and June are just kind of crazy. So I'm coming in here now and getting it done, and I'm going to give you a little update on the growth on these Lisianthus. They're stunning. I love Lisianthus. They're such a fun cut flower to bring in the home. They're a little bit hard to start from seed, but I've found some things that work for me, and I actually have some videos of me planting these and then some updated videos of me showing you them as they progress. But let's take a look at those now. Okay, quite a bit of growth. I feel like we're gonna get some bloom shoots fairly soon. Now I just came in a week ago and looks like Piper's been in here and pulled some weeds, but I'm gonna do that again today. These weeds are crazy. They come in here, especially over in this area, there's quite a few. So I think I'm going to spend a minute very first cleaning this area up. It's hard for me to look down here and not do this. And when the soil's light and fluffy like this, it's kind of fun actually. These weeds are kind of a pain, but I think this is spurge. But just make everything look so much better. So I'll come in and do that. So let's talk about these Lisianthus. These take a long time to germinate. They're really slow. So I started them like mid-February, I think. And I think that was a good amount of time. I think the year before I did them in March, and they're just a little late to bloom. Once the heat hits them, they get going pretty well. They do like to dry out a little bit between waterings, but that's easy on this west side of my house. I have this garden bed on the west side, so it gets hit with a lot of sun during the day. In the morning it's shaded, the rest of the day it's pretty much full sun. So I do have a drip line running. I think I have this soaker hose run for like 45 minutes in the morning, and then I have it run in the evening, maybe 20-25 minutes, just to give it just a little bit of moisture because it gets super hot, especially against this wall. And I feel like that's been pretty adequate. I might have to bump it up to an hour as we're getting into the 100-degree weather, like 105. So I'll bump it up to an hour in the mornings. And that seems to do the trick for the dahlias too. They have been doing pretty good. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of deadheading for my dahlias just to make sure that they're still continuing to produce flowers as I'm going out of town and coming back and out of town and coming back. But after this next trip, I should be home for a little while. Piper, stay back here, okay? Another little chore I have to do is I haven't done much to this tomato, and I need to come and like limb it up at the bottom so there's not any leaves down there. I was able to get this cage up, so that's nice. And then I need to tie these up now that they're grown to these supports that I have here. I have not done that yet too, and these just kind of went crazy in the last couple weeks. They just shot up when I was out of town. So that's another chore that I need to do today. So I think that's all that I'm going to be getting at, but it'll be good to have this area just kind of buttoned up. So Lisianthus are so pretty. You can go back in some of my old videos, I don't know, probably a week or two ago. Well, actually it's been about a month and a half since I planted these in the ground, I would say, and see what varieties I have. I have so many varieties this year, and I'm excited to use them as cut flowers. I have a few activities that I have in my yard. Our church women's group always does a garden party back here that I like to host, and so I'll use them for that. I use them for, they'll be pretty here when I have the receptions, and I'll just be able to bring a lot of cut flowers inside as well. These hollyhocks are about spent, so I might even take the time to cut back the dead ones. Yeah, because they're pretty much on their last bloom, and then we will see what happens. I'll clean them up a little bit. Maybe I'll start with that first because it always snowballs, you guys. But I think it'll be better for me to clean that up first before the netting is all there. Oh, that's going to be an issue too if I ever have to get back by the hollyhocks. So we're going to do that. We'll start with the hollyhocks. Then we'll kind of move the dirt to make sure I'm not interfering with any drip line. And because I do not want to fix anything. I don't want to have a project that I have to fix. So we'll do it that way, and then we'll come and do our support, and hopefully we can have a lot of shade this morning. I try to get out here quick, but I feel like every time I'm inside I start cleaning and I get distracted, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta go outside. But I do like kind of cleaning my house in the mornings too, so I will save that. I did about half my cleaning I need to do, but after this I'll go in and finish it in the AC. I kept telling myself, go outside, and I'm here now. So it's about, I don't know, 9:30, maybe almost 10, and we'll see how much shade we can have here. Okay, whew, I was not really planning on doing that today, but I think I'll be glad I did. You can see there's new growth at the base, and I don't know if this is normal. This was what happened last year. I decided to just cut these back, and you couldn't really see them because I had those Mystic Illusion dahlias in front of it, and then all of a sudden I noticed new growth coming back. So when I planted these Hollyhock, I really didn't know too much about them, so I'm guessing that's normal. I don't know if they're sending up new shoots, or it looks like some of them are growing on the stems. I'll have to do a little more research on that, but I'm gonna get another shoot if this happens the same as last year, probably about this tall with more blooms on it, which will be really pretty. So hopefully that's the case. I feel like this one is a little bit dry. I need to come in and just give it a good soak sometime this afternoon. This one's a little better because it has a little bit more of that drip hose than this one does. Okay, so let's get these posts in the ground. I'm gonna actually have to take these little flowers out, I realized. I'm gonna make a big hole where I put them because I know I didn't puncture anything, but these are cute. I got these metal flowers at I think it was Smith's or some kind of grocery store, and they were so cute. Maybe it was, sometimes Bowman's has stuff like this too. Okay, now for the fun part. We're kind of getting in the sun now and it's really hot. So I have these U posts. So these are a little different than the T posts. They're a little bit lighter weight. I have some T posts right there. And these are good for these lower things. They're not quite as strong, but they're strong enough. And I cannot find my like pounder thing. So I'm gonna use this big block and hopefully that will work. I'll have to improvise a little bit today. Okay, so there's a water line right there. I'm gonna go in front of it. Okay, so I've learned that I'm gonna put the netting up and that will determine like how far back I go with my other poles, depending on how tight and how the netting works out, if that makes sense, because last time I did it was a little bit loose and I had to adjust things a little bit, so I'm kind of learning as I go. So we're gonna do the netting real quick and then we'll get the poles in just the right spot in the back. Okay, I turned the water on just to see, just to make sure everything's good so far before I move on. So far, so good. Okay, I didn't film it, but I ended up doing 2 layers, which I think will be great as they get a little taller. I stuck these back in over here too, and those will be cute amidst the Lisianthus. So, okay. Now, in a minute, I'm going to water this all in. But first, while it's still shady, I'm going to come and get these support and tie these up. I need to go grab a few things for that. So I usually like to use this Velcro, but I'm pretty much out. This is saved from a rose that I took it off of, and I have this much left. So I'll try to use some of that. And then I think this will work great. This is just kind of like greenery tie, and I'll just wrap this around the main stem and tie it up to the dahlia. I already have some U-posts in there, if you remember, that I can support them too. There's a rebarb right there. And yeah, a rebarb and that too. So I'm gonna do that. There's sure a lot of little gnats in there. Annoying. Okay, let's do that. These are probably my least favorite types of chores. That's why they're getting done last. Branches. Trim this up down here. There's a dahlia back here. I'm gonna give that some space. Oh, look what I left. There it is. Yep. That's where I last used it. Left it out. Take some of these lower leaves off. You want as many leaves off the bottom on the ground so you don't get diseases. And I've read and watched mixed things about where to cut on these. And so I'm just going to do a little of both. This is indeterminate, so I can pretty much cut where I want. Okay, now that I'm done with that, that looks much better. I might tie these ones a little lower. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that one. The tomato can breathe, looks much happier, and I'm gonna come in now and deadhead these. Okay, it's later on in the evening. I got that deadheading done. I kind of cut some of this dahlia back earlier today. I had to leave, so I stopped filming, but this one was just getting a little buried underneath this big, huge one, so I cut it back a little bit. And it looks so much better now. And these are tied up and secure. The tomato can breathe, and yeah, just feels so much better. And these will have support and they won't be flopping all over. It'll be so much better, and hopefully we'll get some new growth out of these hollyhocks. That's the hope. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you're having a good summer, and we will see you next time. Bye.